But right before his take, somebody sent him something about Jaylen Brown.
It's my word to the fam. Yeah, I know it's been hard, but through it all, man, I promise we gon' ball.
Kwame Brown going in on Stephen A. Smith about him talking about Jaylen Brown not being remarkable. So I'm going to play the video and we're going to give our thoughts.
Did Stephen A. Smith ever take the time to even mention why someone would just automatically assume that this guy thinks he's better than them? Because reading his resume and me being a man that's not insecure or thinking that somebody is above me, but I can recognize when somebody has accomplished more than me and has done greater things than I have. And I will go out on a limb to say, yes, Jaylen Brown is better than me. Jaylen Brown is better than most NBA players. You're comparing him to NBA players. And this guy was smart enough to get a NASA. He went to UNC Berkeley. When he got drafted, they thought that he might be too smart for the NBA, that he might need to go do something else. And y'all are questioning. Stephen A., you never thought to mention that this guy was the youngest vice president in the NBA, that he's his own agent and he negotiates his own contracts. You never thought that maybe one of those meetings he went into in the NBA and he's smart enough to give pushback and say, hey, this is some BS. I don't want my brand a part of this, and I'm not going to do any of this. Stephen A., you mean to tell me you never made mention that this is a black man? And I saw Gilbert Arenas and Rashad McCants and what's his name? God dang it. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. But I saw them going back and forth, and I have to agree with Rashad McCann. I agree with some of the stuff Gilbert said but Gilbert jumps, he double dutches. He gives a reason why he's not marketable by saying the truth. He said one minute he said, I can see why somebody would think he's not marketable because he's too smart. And Jaylen Brown, and the truth of the matter is, some of the conversations that NBA players, Brandon Jennings, sorry about that, no disrespect, Brandon, but I can see how some of the conversations that the average NBA player would have, that a guy that went to UNC Berkeley, I can see him not wanting to participate in those conversations. So the fact that Stephen A. Smith can have a kind word after Dana White, his wife 2 times, and I'm not advocating for hitting no women, but Dana White, and then picked it back up and put her in the seat. And Stephen A. found some kind words to say about this man. And because a private source called Stephen A. or sent it to Stephen A. right before his taping of First Take, I mean, either it's a beautiful coincidence or he's a script reading bitch like I said he was. But right before his take, somebody sent him something about Jaylen Brown. They didn't send him nothing about all his accolades, and you can run that story right before he compete for the NBA championship. No. Let's talk about how people may think he's arrogant or he thinks he's better than everybody. But guess what? He's earned the right to walk around here thinking he's better than most people, because ain't nobody tell you to sit there. I like what Rashad McCann said. Ain't nobody tell you to be a dummy. Ain't nobody tell you to keep going to the gym and shoot all day when this man wanted to go to UNC Berkeley and work on his game and his mind. So if you feel that he's better than you, he probably is. He damn sure smarter than me. So stop being insecure and just say it. This young man is a hell of a nigga. And if you don't like that word, he's a hell of a man.
All right, let's stop it right there. Okay, it's a lot more, but that's pretty much the main point. Mo, I want you to go first on this, because I know you talked about it. You told me this story. Give me your thoughts.
Right. Man, I mean, that just go to show another brother talking, trying to hold another brother down, man, when he should be saying all he can about his accolades and his intelligence on ESPN, but yet it might be contract time, so he want to down a brother so he can just mess his money up.
Do you think they trying to mess his money up?
Who, Jaylen Brown?
No, yeah,
In the long run.
Okay, in the long run. Okay, good. Slash, what you think about this?
I mean, they can't mess up his money. He already got paid. He got 300 and some odd. He the highest player in the NBA right now. So they can't mess up his bag.
Okay,
But
Nicole. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. I'm sorry. I thought you was done. Go ahead.
Stephen A.
Go ahead, Slash.
nah, like I just feel like I done said it before on the podcast that at times, man, Stephen A can be an Uncle Tom, man. And it's like the way that he be hating on other black people would just be like, come on, man. Like, you Stephen A, man, you supposed to be bigging up the black community. And all he be doing is hating on other black people from time to time. I don't hear him hating on, you know what I'm saying, people of, you know what I'm saying, the other race as much as he do black people. And I just be like, come on,
Dana
man.
White.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? Nicole, let's go. What's your thoughts on this?
Um, yeah, I agree with Slash, and I also agree with Mo. I mean, it is unfortunate because there's no way that this is Stephen A's gift. This is his craft. There's no way that he knew like negative things about him and not positive things about him. Now, if it was like a regular person who is just like, you go up to a person, you ask them like, "Hey, what do you think about so and so?" and them just hear something negative and only focus on the negative, okay, that they're not in that line of business. But with Stephen A, he knew the positives about him. And it's funny how people take like even the comments like, "Oh, he think he better." So what? That's like somebody being attractive and somebody saying, um, you think you cute. Well, if you cute, you cute. If you smart, you smart. Why? How did a positive become a negative? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people are insecure. So it's like if you're doing good, right? Then you're gonna be surrounded by other people that are doing good and they're on your level and they're not gonna hate on you. I don't think you can really mess up his bag as long as you don't get in his head and mess up his game, because the game speaks for itself. So if you show up like Kobe, like one thing I will say about Kobe, when he was fighting that trial and everything, he brung his A game. He did
He was
not let that
he was
affect his
balling like his
game
life
at
depended
all.
on it.
Yes, because it did. Because it
He
did.
had his A game, didn't
Because
he? He was all up in the A
yeah,
game.
because
Right.
he did. So I would encourage like any of these like young players, anybody in general, play like your life depends on it, because it does. And whatever God got for you is for you. And if I was him, it is unfortunate what he said, because putting down another black man, the black community, we already got enough stuff. We don't need that. However, let your haters be your motivators, because there's been times that somebody had hated on me and I might have felt like I didn't think I could do the job. And just because they hated on me, that made me feel like they see something in me I don't see in myself. So that made me actually try harder. I'm like, oh, okay, like that was like a compliment in reverse. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me bring my A game. So I mean, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting
Okay.
for him, and I want the best for him.
Okay. Good. 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 That's good from all of y'all. With me, like with Stephen A. Smith, I'm up and down with Stephen A. Smith. Sometimes he can say some real stuff, and then other times it's like, man, what are you talking about, man? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm up and down with Stephen A. Smith, and with Kwame Brown. He's one of the realest dudes I know. He'll give you the business. Like he was shutting up Stevie Jackson, and when they was trying to punk him on podcasts, he was coming back. You know, he was telling them the truth. Like I said, look, I'm with it. I am that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
He's not.
you know, but
Yeah, he is.
I have to grow with Stephen A. Smith on this story because I saw both stories. After I watched this particular story, I saw the first take story. Okay, and then also Isaiah Thomas said something about this as well, about telling Stephen A. Smith, who is your source. Okay, one thing I know or what I've heard that you don't tell who your sources are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who sent you this. So
Hmm.
Stephen A. Smith went on, on the first take, and he's saying, okay, that came from my source. He's let's play the whole interview. And he was doing nothing but praising Jaylen Brown. I can't even cap. And if y'all want to watch this whole story, I didn't want to play both videos because we ain't got a lot of time. But all y'all that's watching, go check out that first take. broadcast. He was saying, I want to be the first to say this and that about Jaylen Brown. He was, praising him. I really believe that this was a legitimate source that came from somebody that said this. And what they were saying, they wasn't hating on Jaylen Brown. They pretty much were saying that the guy is so perfect, people don't want to market perfect people. They want that messy, trashy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what pretty much what that comment was about. It wasn't about hating on Jaylen Brown, because like all this stuff, I didn't know this about Jaylen Brown. Like, I know Slash as a player, you have a problem with his game, but I'm like, like, wow, this is what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, how can we market this perfect guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel like that comment was. I don't think in that case that Stephen A. Smith was like dogging Brown, because he showed the whole interview. He had nothing but positive things to say about Brown. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying, like, I've been covering the NBA for 30 years and stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of things I can agree with Stephen A. Smith and a lot of things I don't. In this case, after watching both of these shows, I think Kwame Brown has a personal bandana against Stephen A. And so every time Stephen A. say
Nigga, he
something,
bitter. He
he gonna
been
say
bitter.
something. Yeah, he just hates Stephen A. Smith. So
He
I
should
don't
Yo, he
think.
be.
just take any NBA player that made it and he didn't. He's a bitter ass dude, bruh.
Hey man, but you gotta. Hey man, you listen to
Man,
him.
you
He
don't
been
know what you're
talking.
talking about.
Man, you gotta listen to him
You
though,
don't
man.
know
He
what
do
he's
be
talking
speaking the
about,
truth
Man,
though.
man.
Like,
I've
This
had
young ass
multiple
don't know.
times, man. Like, do y'all
Yeah,
not know who Kwame Brown
man,
is?
that motherfucker played
yeah, man.
Y'all
12
don't know who
seasons.
Kwame Brown is, huh?
Yeah,
I
nigga,
know
12.
Kwame
Look,
Brown, man.
look. I don't
Huh?
give a
What you
damn
say,
if the
Mo?
nigga is the last nigga on the bench in the NBA. I don't care if he the last nigga on the bench in the NBA. He'll squash any nigga in your hood, any nigga in the city, and that nigga provided for his mama right out of high school. A house on the golf course.
Yeah. So I mean,
Nigga, what?
like I rock with Kwame, man. Like
Nigga,
for real. Like
nigga, you friends with Kwame Brown or something, nigga? What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like,
now now
this
if
nigga
I,
is,
I'm trying to give you
I
the
mean,
real,
he
young
bitter.
nigga.
The reason why Kwame is bitter, the
I'm
reason
trying
why he's bitter is because how like how
to tell
Jordan and him did him, man. Like for real, like the 18-year-old dude, and he talked about that before. Like man, they killed my confidence. I'm 18, I'm coming in, I'm like, this is Jordan. He just dogging me. Like, what am I supposed to do? You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, your
that's why I
favorite
rock
player.
when I feel
Your
his story.
favorite
and
player,
then he
nigga.
ain't say
Your
shit.
Huh?
favorite player
He
did
didn't,
that shit to him.
look,
Hey,
Your
he ain't
favorite
say
player did
shit.
that to him.
yep, and
He didn't
that's what
say
I'm saying.
shit.
That's why.
But look, he didn't say shit for
Say it
20
again.
years. He ain't say shit for 20 years. And then Stephen A. kept bringing it. He ain't said shit for 20 years. He been quiet. Stephen A. been calling him a bus and a bus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hell yeah,
so
he got
his
a right to
bust
say
wasn't
something
because
back.
his skills. His bust was because of that they killed his confidence. Like if he would have went to another team, like Jordan didn't even want Kwame, so he was hating on him for real. Like MJ is my boy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He was really hating, and you know what I'm
Look,
saying? Like he didn't develop him. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, the
his
coach,
bust was a bust.
everybody
His
hated
career
on
was
him.
a bust because of how he was treated. You know what I'm saying? But I rock
Right.
with Kwame. I feel him and
18
everything,
years
but
old. Hey, 18 years old. Imagine being out away from the crib with your teammates. You can't go to the club, and then the coach tell you he don't let your boy play in like 12 games, and your boy like, damn, I've been to practice. I've been doing this and that. How come I can't get in? And he said, cuz you been hanging with Kwame Brown.
yeah,
What kind of shit is that?
yeah, yeah.
What
Real
part
talk
of
though.
the game is that?
But yeah, but like I said on this one, I had to
That's
agree
right.
with Stephen A. Smith. Like it was legit what he said. Like he went on the show like later on and said, "This is what I said about like Jaylen Brown. I have nothing but good things to say about Jaylen Brown." You know what I mean? So I know in this case that he wasn't hating, and like they were saying like you don't give away your source. You know what I'm saying? Like he said in this business, if you give away your source, nobody's going to talk to you. And I do believe that's got some truth to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
So if
But now
someone tell me something
you gotta show receipts.
and I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just going to say, this. My source told me this will happen. I'm not going to say, my source, my source John from L.A. that I talk to on the phone every day told me this, blah blah blah. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hold on, man. I gave you this for you to say, not to me, because I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of can get that. You know what I'm saying? In this case, I can say like I don't think that Stephen A. was capping.
But wait, but But can I
Sometimes you
say
got to show
something?
your
Like,
receipts,
Go
though.
ahead. Go
but
ahead.
here's the thing. You know that it's always players. It's a lot of politics, because if in fact it was a compliment in reverse, and it's like, okay, he's this great of a guy, how can we market this great of a guy? Why wouldn't they want to market somebody that is a good person, that
Because
is
that's the
representing the black
because
community? Wait.
okay.
That's
Go ahead.
representing black men and the black community, and giving black kids hope, and little boys and little girls.
They don't
You
want that.
Yeah.
exactly. So that lets you know it's a hidden agenda. That
Yeah.
lets you know
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
they just want to put trash and filth into the
Yeah,
community,
And
exactly.
that's
because you don't want people to see us in a good light. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's
Like,
that's
even when y'all brung up earlier about overseas and it only being one American. If he was that one American that's being marketed, overseas, representing black men, black people in the black community in a positive way, people wouldn't come over here and have such a negative stereotype when they see black people. You get
yeah.
what I'm saying? So that lets you know it's a lot of politics and a lot of hidden agendas.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And that's why I say that whole statement, that's what it was saying. It wasn't really talking bad about Brown. It was saying that these are the reasons why he's not marketable, because this is pretty much, they don't want this good guy being marketed. They want the
Hmm.
guy that's, that do this, that do that. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep that stereotype going. So I don't think that source gave him that to talk bad about Brown. It was pretty much to let people know why they don't want Brown. Like if I see all the stuff he accomplished, what I'm saying? He's his own agent. He could negotiate his own money. He got NASA, what I'm saying, his resume, UNC, Berkeley. He's too smart. They don't want a too smart guy. But me, I'd be like, hey man, let me holler at Brown. He's a humble dude. He's not loud, make a lot of noise on the court. He just, like I said, they thought he was too smart to play in the NBA. He could have did anything else. You know what I'm saying? They don't want this type of black guy to represent or market. They want someone that fit like an Allen Iverson. That's this hood dude and, whatever. And I'm just using Allen Iverson because that's what came to mind. They want someone that looked like that, cornrows, that, what I'm saying? They don't want they don't want the people to see a good black dude. You know what I'm saying? That's not the image. They want to keep black people stereotyped. So they don't want Brown. So I don't think this source put
They
this
want
out to knock Brown. I think it was just telling the truth how it is. The NBA is not geared towards guys like him. Let him go out and
But then
smack it.
how did LeBron become LeBron, or how did Jordan become Jordan then?
Well,
If they
that I
don't,
mean, that's a different case. It's a different.
they
LeBron
want to
was,
get right.
he was just the guy they wanted after NBA. After Jordan, he was the guy that they marketed the league around. So he did his dirt. He had to put a little dirt on him. That's why he left Cleveland like he did. And so they had to put an image on him to what people hate. You know what I'm saying? Let's burn his jersey, make him be the bad guy. That excelled his status and put him on top. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really want the good guy. So the way he did that conference, he made people in Cleveland hate him. Now he's the bad guy over in Miami. You know what I'm saying? That catapulted his status. And I don't care if people's going to drill me talking about, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You talking about LeBron and blah, 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 whatever. I'm just telling you, this is what it is. They didn't really want a so good guy. It's got to be some dirt you got to do. It's like that in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be good, they have to go and do something dirt. They got to do something, that's what they want. So they don't want a good guy like Brown, which I think he got a wonderful, great, resume. He's a good dude. They don't want that. You know what I mean? So even LeBron had to get some dirt put on him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just a good guy all his career. When he left Cleveland the way he did it, it hurt a lot of people when he became the villain.
no,
Tell me, am I
I agree
lying?
with that. I agree with that. I would just say, like, as a black person in America, keep your dress clean. Don't get no dirt on your dress, or a little
Yeah,
dirt as possible, because when they make laws and they make rules, they don't make them with us in mind. You know what I'm
Hmm.
yeah,
saying? So it's unfortunate. I would just say do the right thing, because look, Jesus Christ, that's all you need. If you got Jesus on your side, everything else will fall in line. You know what I'm
that's right.
saying? Like, at the end of the day, when you it just seemed like sometimes the
God
people that
damn.
people try to impress, when you need them, you can't even call them and ask them for a favor. So it's
Yeah,
not worth it anyway.
yeah, real
You know what
talk.
I'm saying?
Real talk. I mean, I like that for real. Like I said, I don't think Jaylen Brown will ever put no. I think he's always continue to be this stand up guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm really at all like hearing his resume. I'm like, this dude he's up here with me now. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say something about Jaylen Brown ain't good in the court, hey, he's young vice president. Slash, I'm gonna keep bringing that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's a good, humble dude, and I like that. Me personally, I like that. But the NBA, unfortunately, they can't have a real clean, good guy like that. Let's say he go out and get drunk and
Oh, man.
and do some crazy stuff. Then they're gonna want Mark anymore because he got some dirt. But I don't think he'll ever be that guy. I think he's gonna continue to be this good stand up guy. You know what I mean? And go from there. So before we get out of here, Mo already got out of here. He might come back, but any thoughts before we leave? You got anything else to say, Flash?
Damn.
Anything else, Nicole?
No, no.
Okay, great. Well, great show, y'all. Like I said, y'all, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, we're in the drive for 5. The drive for 500, man. We're getting close. So, like I said, when we get that 500 subscriber, we're going to give away a gift. We're going to randomly select somebody. So keep subscribing, keep commenting. We definitely appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Voice your opinion because your voice matters too, just like us. So we want to hear from y'all. Even when we misspell words or say something you don't like, let us know. That's the way we get better. So until the next episode, man, I'm Truth.
I'm your boy T.A. Slash.
I'm Nicole, and hit the like button.
Like and subscribe, man. We're out the pocket.
We are out the pocket.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you for watching Out the Pocket Sports with the Truth and TA Slash. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share the video.
It's my word to the family. I know it's been hard, but through it all, man, I promise we gon' ball.